Late afternoon in a small French town.
Okay.
Bursts of gunfire marked the end of the huge manhunt to find the two brothers suspected of killing 12 people at a satirical newspaper. Special forces appeared on the roof of the printing works where the gunman had been hiding. There was shooting and explosions. After a few minutes, silence, and the two most wanted men in France were dead and a hostage freed. The day had begun with convoys of police vehicles scouring a busy highway 40 miles from Paris for Sharif and Saeed Kouachi, wanted for a terrorist attack at the paper Charlie Hebdo. The gunman had stolen a car and the police chased them to Dammartin-en-Goele, a town of 8,000 people. Helicopters hovered over a printing works where the gunman had forced their way into, taking a hostage. A salesman visiting the offices happened to meet them, believing at first they were police.
He could have been a policeman if he hadn't told me that they did not kill civilians. They were heavily armed like special forces members. They had Kalashnikovs. I was outside the door of the office. I shook hands with one of the terrorists who told me he was from the police and ordered me to leave as they did not kill civilians. So I left.
The town's residents were ordered to stay indoors. Dammartin is just a small French town with only a few thousand people. Many of them have been told to stay behind their shutters. And outside on the street, just line after line of police trucks. The only thing we want, this resident told me, is to have a telephone call about our children and how they are. Police officers in body armour began evacuating children from schools, small groups being led out from their classrooms and put on buses, anxious faces unaware of the dangers around them. After several hours, the police were able to establish contact with the two gunmen who are in a building in this industrial estate here, but they told the police they were prepared to die as martyrs. But the police operation here became much more complicated when it was understood that the two hostage incidents in Paris were linked. The two sets of gunmen appeared to know each other, with hostages being seized to barter for the release of the two brothers. The police decided to coordinate their assaults, but before that happened, the gunmen burst out of the printing works, firing. Within minutes, Saeed and Sharif Kouachi were dead, and a man in the building was freed. Some reports say he had been secretly passing information to the police during the day.
Today showed the professionalism and courage of our troops. I want to say how grateful all the French people are that this has been resolved.
Helicopters quickly landed where the two gunmen had been shot. One government minister said it was the only possible outcome. The president said, "We have taken on a war against terrorism." Gavin Hewitt, BBC News, Dammartin.